Do you know that people would rather die than go to work? Yes, they would. What? They would. Do you know that there's this thing called Mondayitis? And the reality is that more or the most heart attacks happen on a Monday morning. They happen on a Monday morning. And it's that anxiety and everything that builds up with people, whether they're stressed at work, they've got their family commitments they can't keep up with. They're just like, I can't do it. I don't want to go to work. And they haven't got their head around it. And the reality is, sadly, that either the Sunday night or the Monday morning, they have a heart attack and die. How do you cure Mondayitis? Well, pretty simple. If the dread of going to work is that bad, quit your job. And you're going, Jen, you don't understand. I'm going, well, reality is we actually all have choice. We have choice. So if you're not going to quit your job, if it's that bad that you're so stressed out about going to work on a Monday morning and you are not going to quit your job, you've got to get your head around it. So let's talk about that. So research shows us that just the stresses of life, that, you know, you have the lovely weekend, you get the family time, maybe beach time, mountain time, whatever, you just get that time to decompress. And I don't know if you're one of the kind of people that is, but I hear from people that they'll say, you know, I've just started to truly wind down by Sunday afternoon, and now I've got to wind up again and get back to work. And they're not happy about it. And that pent up stress, that anticipation of what the week's going to be like, all adds up and it's biting at them. Little bites, bite after bite after bite. Generally, their sleep will be out of whack. They might be having a few more beers on the weekend, a bit more food than they normally have, or different kind of fun foods. And their body's going, I want this life. I want this. I don't want that. I see people, I see people post things like, oh, it's hump day, Wednesday, closer to the weekend. I'm excited. And then Friday's like, yeah, teacher, yeah, thank God it's Friday. Can't wait for the weekend. You know, the reality is you may need to work, or you may choose to work. Like in my case, I choose to work because I really enjoy doing what I'm doing. And if you're doing that, you've got to get your head around it, that so that it's not taxing your body negatively. Because and look, I work for myself, so it's all cool. But if you're going to work and you're dreading being there, well, that's not helping either. That's making your week go slower. It's impacting everyone around you at work. It's impacting your productivity. We see absenteeism go up. Eventually you lead to things like burnout and that. But in the short term, we're seeing things like, everyone, not everyone, a lot of people's mental health is being taxed nowadays. Just stress in general, well-being. Your body's probably giving you hints that you're not happy on the inside. And so the place to start is work out why you want the job. Okay. If you really want to stay at that job, whether it's something that you're doing uncomfortably at the moment so that it's going to help better your career later on. And I get all that stuff, and I've done those kind of jobs. Absolutely. But work out why. We need to know why we need to turn up every single Monday. If it's that you need the money, great. Get that you're giving your time, you're trading your time for that money to have a better life. We need to be able to reframe this, because just going, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, for real, it's killing you. And even if it's not hate, it's just dread. That stuff, it just accumulates. And Mondayitis is just so real. It's real all around the Western world. It's terrible. It's not sustainable. I've definitely had jobs in the past, in my younger years. Before, I've been working for myself over 30 years, but I've definitely had jobs where it's like, oh, really? Yeah. But at the time, I was on a career path that I went for it. But at the same time, I remember I was an alcoholic in those days. So I was coping with it by being an alcoholic or by drinking. So burning out and everything in my mid-20s actually did me a favor. So if you have been, feeling overwhelmed, the responsibilities, and look, costs, I get it too. The costs at the moment, just living costs, food costs, fuel costs, house rent payments, all those kind of things are up. If your job is not fulfilling, okay, you're not satisfied in your job, you don't feel like you're getting all the little wins that are going to at least give you happy hormones, some healthy tips, some healthy hits, serotonin and dopamine. If you're just, everything's overwhelming and too hard all the time, or whether you're struggling for time, That's a big one too. So time management, whether you are a procrastinator because you're not enjoying what you're doing, you put it all off, and then you've got that extra added pressure of having to get it done on a timeline. Whatever is at play, our mindset keeps us trapped. Okay, so while we just keep focusing on what's not right, our mind keeps us trapped in what's not right and keeps giving us more of it, because there's this saying that what you think about, we bring about. So versus if we choose to focus on the parts of the job, even if it's just the fact that, yep, I earn enough money here to be able to provide for my family or whatever it is. But focusing on the parts of the job that actually work for you will help you to start the process reframing it. And like I say, if you choose to stay at the job, if you're like, I can't do it, I just don't do it anymore, leave. Like really, if it's that bad, leave. And find another job or start looking for another job. At least start creating your exit plan, because it's killing you. It's killing you. Okay. If you choose to stay, own it. Own it that you choose to stay, but you need to reframe your mind so that it doesn't keep taxing your brain the way it helps. So whether some things you might want to do, if you are getting taxed that badly, that you're just dreading it so much. What are you doing on a daily basis, not just weekends? What are you doing on the daily basis for self-care? So things like meditation, exercise, moving your body, even tapping into, I know that with a lot of people, mummy guilt is big. I've got a dog at the moment, a puppy, and I leave the house and she's like, no, Janet, don't go. I get it. It's real. So we've got to be able to just kind of make peace with what is. And here's the why. Tell yourself how long you're going to be in the job. Okay, look, I'm going to be in this job for the next 2 years or 3 years or 5 years or whatever. This is my plan to be able to deal with it. 1, do everything you can for self-care. Okay, and including things like meditations and stuff. Meditations, visualizations, non-sleep deep rest, which is where you just kind of chill out, but chill out without a beer in your hand. Just cruise and let your mind be. You're not asleep. You're just breathing deep and taking that space. If you follow my wife, Alice McKinnon, she's got some great guided visualizations, and she has got the voice for speaking those things so beautifully well. So you might want to check out her work, Alice McKinnon. And if you go to alicemckinnon.com.au, you'll find her website. And she's McKinnon, MacKinnon. But she's got some great guided, 15, 20-minute kind of little yoga nidras just to be able to help relax you. Do those kind of things every day to set your body up for success while you're at work, so that you're not running that heightened state all the time. Break down the tasks that you're doing. Okay, so whether it's work, the jobs that you're working on, depending on what it is, what I have found for me to and if you can see my desk, it's covered in bits of colored paper, because that works for my happy hormones. Okay, every time I complete a task, I throw that little piece of paper away. So I give myself all the little wins of a day to help keep me on point. Okay, so I can be as busy, but it's like, yeah, achieve. So I get a little dopamine hit. Yeah, I'm satisfied at the end of the day. Serotonin hit. I do those things in advance. Okay, so part of that kind of thing is my kind of self-care. So think about doing that. Do you need, or what else are you putting into your brain? If you're finding that you're knocking around with the people at work that stand at the water cooler and whinge about how tough work is and how it's no fun, well, that's not going to help the situation. So who else can you either, one, who can you be associating with, mixing with at work, that's maybe got a different vibe that you're wanting to have, literally even a happier vibe? Or what are you listening to? What podcasts are you listening to? What books are you reading? What are you filling your brain with that's going to help bring a more positive mindset, a growth mindset, a mindset that's going to help you to be able to cope with what's going on, versus just looking at the doom and gloom and dread? Because looking at the doom and gloom and dread just brings more doom, gloom and dread. And if you're that unhappy, you've got to break the pattern somewhere. Just hanging around with the same kind of co-workers and people, if they are down and out and they're not enjoying it either, everyone having a bit of a bitch session doesn't help you. Okay, there, let people do it. That's all cool. But see how you can, who you can ask, for advice, or whether you can talk to your boss and say, hey, look, I really want to, I want to reframe this. I want to wait, what can I do to help to be, more, positive's the wrong word, but more supportive in the workspace. I really want to get more out of this job, and I want to be able to give more out of this job, give more to get more. And we have to give more than we get. All right. I mean, we have to give to get. All right. What are you doing in your breaks? So whether you get, I'm not sure what your workplace is like, but are you eating your lunch at work? And if I get it, if you're busy, you think, oh, I have to eat the lunch at work at the desk. That's not going to help. It's not going to help. You're better off to take 10, 15 minutes, go outside, get in the fresh air, see the blue sky, feel the sun on your face, eat your lunch, then go back. You'll be more productive for the afternoon, and you're not going to be as taxed. It's all these little things we need to do day in, day out through the week, so that when we get to the weekend, we're not having to blow out so far, if we choose, so that there's not as much kind of contrast. And so we can go, okay, yep, look, works. It's not a 10 out of 10. However, it's paying the bills. And, it's a 6 or a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I can deal with this short term. It's my exit plan, blah, blah, whatever it is. We need to be able to reframe it and make it work for us instead of against us. Mondayitis is incredibly real. Just trying to correct things on a Sunday night to get your head around it so that the rest of the week is great is not going to work. It's the little things we've got to do Monday to Friday that help us deal with Monday to Friday, so that we don't have so much accumulated dread on a Sunday night and then go having heart attacks on a Monday morning. So I just want to put that out there. It's sadly, I've known people over my lifetime who've had heart attacks and died on a Monday morning. It's big. It's big. And it's not going to change unless, if you don't want that scenario in your life, you need to make the change. And even bringing part of what I've said, I've suggested in will help. Okay. You actually are in control of your life. You think you're not, but you are. Okay. If you're that unhappy, make plans to change jobs. Even go and retrain. I was 26. I went back to school and studied. My assistant at the moment, he's in his late 30s, and he's gone back to school to study to be an accountant. Taking a pay cut? Yeah, but he's setting up the rest of his life. Like, seriously, you don't have to be miserable. You don't have to be miserable. You can create something different. I'll let you sit and squirm on that one for a bit. It's time to get rid of Mondayitis, because it's not helping. See ya. Have a fun week.